from beyond the arc. They have 3 players to score in double figures, McGettigan, Silvera, and Stewart, so we would expect one of those to get going here. The Owls have been dominant in non-conference play. Perfect 5-0, and Southern has never lost to Molloy in 3 meetings between the two. And with the flush record, the 2-11 record, but this Molloy team coming in here red hot. Misses the free throw. It's still a 7-point ball game, tying for the largest lead of the game for the Lions. Look for James on the wing. Dribble drive inside. Back to Silvera. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Takes it inside strong, and Marty's got the height advantage. No real height advantage for either squad. They do have that 7-footer. Owls, 5 players 6'6" or taller. 1 player over 6'9". The freshman, he is the tallest. Lions, 2 players 6'6" or taller. And they have that 1 big 7-footer in Matt Lane, number 24. See if they look to go down low to Lane. And a steal. Silvera off to the races. Fast break. Up to Stewart for the slam. Alley. The Lions led by as many as 7. They go down low. Stewart kicks it back out. James for 3. He can't get it going. James was so hot early on in the season. Has cooled off a little bit. They get him going, and the Owls will be unstoppable. Silvera from the corner. In and out, but gets his own board. Takes it strong inside. And
in basketball, starting as a little kid, and Marty Silvera just taking that to heart.
Dribble drive inside by Connors. Off the money, Stewart rips down the board. So the Owls can cut the lead down to just 2 with a 2-pointer. Stewart down low to McGettigan. Nice dime. The friendly roll goes through, and McGettigan will head to the charity. Over 1,000 points in his career, 1,080 to be exact. 81.8% free throw shooter on the season. The Owls as a team only a shade over 66.5%. You got to take those freebies. These are the first free throws of the game for the Owls, and the N1 is good for against the Lions. Rebounding about even right now. Each squad with 5 rebounds apiece. 3 of those 5 for the Owls coming on the offensive end, though, so they are hustling. Owls still in the man-to-man defense. Steal. Silvera. Coast-to-coast special delivery by Marty. But he gets fouled, and he's going to head to the charity stripe for 2. Diarra's brother plays right up the road in Stores.
Yeah, Diarra, his family is full of basketball. His brother is up at Stores as a guard, and he also has another brother up at Stores, Mamadou, the director of player development at UConn. And brother up at Stores, Mamadou, the director of player development at UConn. And did a little bit more digging on that, and Diarra said some interesting things about his relationship with his brothers. He said that we're very different, honestly. They're way more talkative. I'm quieter, more out of the way. And he said, Hassan is the loudest one. He makes his presence known. You would know Hassan if he was a mile away.
You always have one of those brothers. He's going to head to the line. Yeah, it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye out on now with Silvera with 3 personals already. And we're at the 10:35 mark here in the first. James and McGettigan have a foul each. McGettigan heads to the charity stripe, and over 81% free throw shooter on the season. He's a perfect 1-for-1 here today.
Yeah, McGettigan almost in that 50-40-90 club.
Replacing the aforementioned Zach Penn, who was more of a 6'8" pivot man. McGettigan can stretch the floor.
Yeah, I remember when St. Rose came into this gym last year, and a lot of our fans were actually heavily chirping McGettigan. And now he's playing with the Southern Blue and White, and we are nothing but happy to have him on the floor.
Yeah, for the Molloy Lions.
Yeah, Diarra, no stranger to larger big men down low. Last week playing against a big that was 6'8", 265 rather.
He's always given up a couple inches, but he makes up for it in hustle.
Yeah.
Bagshaw. Off to Joe. Joe. Mason. Butter.
With not the largest bench. He usually checks in about 3 or 4 players per game when he's got a lot more guys on the sideline.
It's good to be able to rotate them in, and now Logan Bagshaw back and healthy. He started in the last outing with 3 points in a big trade, but he had 6 boards, 2 assists, and a block coming off the bench for 15 minutes of play. And another flush. 3 points in a big trade, but he had 6 boards, 2 assists, and a block coming off the bench for 15 minutes of play. And another flush by Stewart. That's his, I believe that's his third. We're going to have a dunk count for Cazell Stewart.
Yeah, exactly. And also we mentioned Bagshaw in connection to Stewart, those two hooking up for that huge highlight play with SportsCenter. And here's Bagshaw off to the races.
Nice time, and it's Diarra. This 81-71. It stopped that 7-game losing streak. They did have a different lineup in that one also, as Lane was not in the lineup. So Charles Marquardt in his 30th season for Molloy, still working out the kinks here in the season before we head to the new years. And downtown, coming from beyond the arc. Molloy can't answer. Stewart skies for the board. Here comes Christian Joe. Christian Joe tries to make a heady move inside, but gets blocked. Here come the Lions, 2-on-3. Can't get that one to go. Williams back over to Joe. Williams feeling it. Butter! The ECC. Southern picked to finish third in the NE10 preseason coaches poll, receiving 2 first-place votes. Molloy finished slated to finish 6th in the ECC. Right now, the Owls 3rd in the NE10 and Molloy 8th in the ECC. Down low for Diarra, and he's
that Cazell Stewart puts in and year out. And it's interesting that you say leap, Chris, because this guy has some serious bounce.
Reminds me of Superman. Can leap tall buildings in a single bound faster than a speeding bullet. And he has had some highlight dunks all season long. And like we mentioned, the one that ended up at number 4 on the SportsCenter top 10. Dean hands it back over to Brown. Brown, no place to go. They get it down low to Lane, and Lane with another Thunder Slam. Molloy will not go away. The Owls led by as many as 19 points at the 6-12 mark here in the first. James gets a high kick. 1 for 4 in the last 4 shots. James gets that one to go, though. Here comes Alford. Kicks it back out to Matos. Matos. Oh, what a crazy 3-ball for Matos, the freshman.
Yeah, Matos has hit a couple of those with a hand directly in his face. I can tell you right now, that's something I would never be able to do on this court.
You and I both, and it's just a 7-point lead. James, butter! Molloy with the rock. Trying to cut this lead down now to just 5. If they can get that going into the half, Coach and the Lions will be happy. That one is off. Diarra with the board. Under a minute to play before the half. Bagshaw down low to Stewart. Stewart with the spin move. Hangs in the air. Gets hacked on his way to the rack. 20 points in the game so far, and we're at the 19-10 mark left in the game. And the lead now, just 6 points. The Owls led by as many as 19. This is exactly what we saw in their last outing against Holy Family. The Owls won 79-69, but they were up by 25 at one point. The Owls in this game up by 19 at the 6-12 mark in the first. Initiating contact of attempted 15 free throws already to Molloy's 11.
Yeah, the Owls not afraid to go into the paint and go into the paint strong. It also helps that they've got McGettigan, Stewart, and Diarra, all bigger players down there.
The Owls 26 points down low thus far. Molloy not too far behind. They have 20 of their own in the blocks. And missed that second. Can't get that double-digit lead. Lead down 9 for the Owls, but Molloy with the rock. They are just 1 for 4 in their last 4 opportunities from the floor. Connors. Spin move inside, and Diarra ends up with that defensive board. Silvera, shot out of a cannon. McGettigan loves that corner 3. Butter! Cool as a cucumber. And Owls. A few of the other Owl players have won. As Silvera at the line, a 67% free throw shooter this season. Gets a kind roll. Averages 13 points over 5 boards, almost 8 dimes, leading the squad, and 2.5 steals, leading the conference in assists and steals. The Swiss Army knife.
I thought that he would be the one getting the ball, trying to put up a shot, because he's been draining those threes with a hand in his mouth, but they put him at the inbound.
Well, Charles Marquardt, the head coach for the Molloy Lions in his 30th season, has won conference championship, 26 tournament appearances, and the Owls get another.
Yeah, Stewart down low, big force here.
Of SCSU's 1,000-point club. He was the last rookie of the year for Southern as Molloy tries to get back into this, down by 14. Deep three, butter. We talked about him coming out of that half. 55-47 lead for the Owls. As Connors tries to take it inside. Little turnaround at the elbow. Can't get that one to fall, so the drought continues. It's a 14-3 run for Southern over the last 4 minutes plus. Diarra just banks it off the window for 2, and it's a 20-point lead, the largest of the game for the Owls. Down low here as well. Why not? 5 dunks already. Give it to the 6'5 sophomore each and every time. Owls don't want to get too complacent. They get another steal. That is their 12th steal of the ball game. And they get another bucket. They have surpassed 5 dunks already. Give it to the 6'5 sophomore each and every time. Owls don't want to get too complacent. They get another steal. That is their 12th steal of the ball game. And they get another bucket. They have surpassed their season high in steals.
Roll ever since this game hit double digits.
18-4 run now over the last 7.5 plus minutes. 11 minutes left here in the game. A 21-point lead as the Owls going streaking. Not what you do on. And a big slam by Josh McGettigan.
Josh McGettigan showing there that Cazell Stewart.
Conditioning. I would have thought he was like a high jumper or something as well with the hops he has.
Yeah, when I saw that on the bio page on the athletic department website, I was thinking, this guy's a runner and not a jumper. That's strange, but you do you, Cazell.
And as we mentioned, we were curious to see if Coach Burrell would unload the bench. Greg Williams checks into the line. Last season, he was the 6th best player in Virginia, according to MaxPress. He appeared in 15 games last season for this season, so he comes off the bench. And if you want more information, just like Ben was talking about, you can find all the latest news, scores, and highlights at the official website for Southern at scsuowls.com. Jalen Rosemont didn't get the start, but he is playing well right now. The 6'8 grad student forward out of Merrick, New York, the leading rebounder on the squad, 41st in rebounding and 47th in defensive rebounding in the nation, transferring in from St. John's a season ago. Big three for Bags.
Talked about that second half of the season. That must be including that huge playoff game here at James Moore Fieldhouse we had from Logan Bagshaw, knocking in every 3, including a big 4-point play in that game.
Yeah, that was a huge game, and that's why we're finishing up non-conference play. We're going to be heading into all NE10 play coming up, and for the second straight year, the NE10 men's basketball stands is not broken into 2 divisions. Usually the 6'8 junior center, he just took a seat. So like you mentioned, a very small lineup. Mason Williams, 6'4 right now. Christian Joe, 5'11. Trying to look for the tallest player out there, and it's Bagshaw for 3. Butter! Shoot that arrow. Freshman. It's a blend of youth and experience with 1 transfers for Molloy. They suffered some huge departures. Darren Fergus, he was the All-Met D2 Basketball Player of the Year. He's gone for the Lions. He's also the ECC Player of the Year and first-team selection. Also, senior William Muller. He was named to the all-conference second team. You get a three. You get a three. Wisdom, and right now he's not pleased with the backups as Gutowski heading for his first free throws on the season, and he cans that one. That actually got Sean James standing up. Love to see the other players, the starters do, get some points out there on the floor. So Gutowski's first points on the season. He gets 1 out of 2. Well, not in a rugby scrum are the Owls. They lead 88-63 right now. They're looking for their season high. They need 10 more points to surpass their season high. They haven't scored over 100 points thus far this season. Nice dish to Bagshaw! You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. Playing very well coming off the bench. 9 points in the ball game as he gets another rebound and pushing the rock. 4-on-2 fast break. Nice defense by Mason Williams. He's been doing a little everything. 15 points, 5 boards, and a steal right there. Butter for Christian Joe. The freshman gets his first. Butter for Christian Joe. The freshman gets his first points of the game, but he has a team-tying high 7 assists to go along with 3 rebounds and 3 steals. Greg Williams gets his first bucket of the game as well. Excuse me, no, that's his 5th point of the game. For the Owls, the 6'2 freshman guard out of Springfield, Massachusetts. The book on him, a shooter, long and wiry athlete. He's a defender with a high IQ, can play both guard spots, and he's also a little southpaw. Let's see that little southpaw runner right there. He takes it with the right hand, gets his own board, gets his first bucket in an Owls uniform. Chandler Wilson, congratulations to the freshman. A little later on in the new year, Chandler Wilson, what? Good to see him. Good handle, too. Williams, he wants another. Amari Cribb is getting some minutes now as well. Joe takes it himself. Joe came up a little hobbling right there. I do not want to see that. It's now as well. Joe takes it himself. Joe came up a little hobbling right there. I do not want to see that, and neither does Coach Burrell. Deep pass. Williams. Little pump fake. Kisses it off the window for another bucket for the Owls. 101 points for the Owls. Their largest score. 4 minutes. The Owls, they're streaking 6 in a row. What a victory for the Owls as head coach Scott Burrell picks up his 125th career victory. Make sure you stick around because we have our third member of the team, our sideline reporter, Tim O'Shea. He's going to be down on the sidelines with Coach Scott Burrell, who's picked up his 125th career victory. And our player of the game, Josh McGettigan, 23 points and 9 boards.
Incredible day there from Southern Connecticut, and especially Josh McGettigan knocking in a bunch of points for the Owls. But it's nice to see the end of the bench get some playing time. Players like Evan Gutowski, Christian Joe leading that squad, and just great performance there at the end of the game.
Yeah, they got 38 points the Owls did off the bench. They led in the rebounding category 38-32. They banged down low. They got 46 points in the paint the Owls did to Molloy just 28. They overcame Matos, the freshman for the Lions, with 30 points. As we're going to go down to the floor with our sideline reporter, Tim O'Shea.
Thanks, Chris. Coach, congratulations on the win. 100-point game. How are you able to get the team back on track after the long break, shake some of that rust?
Well, think about it. This is only the 3rd game in 21 days, so I mean, we're really rusty. I think conditioning is the key for us. Once we build our conditioning up, we'll be a better team. But you know, we can't have lapses on defense. I think they scored 29 points maybe in the second half. So I mean, we locked them up in the second half pretty good. And when we call turnovers, we get easy buckets.
And next game, starting the conference. Some people say this is when the season starts. A lot of conference games coming up. How can you get this team to next gear?
Hey, every game is big. When you play 28, when you play 82, that means a lot. But when you play 28 games, every game means something. And we had a great out of a conference record so far this year. But like you said, as the conference season starts, our goal is to win the conference championship, win the conference tournament championship, and make the NCAA. So,
Coach, congratulations on the win. Good luck on the rest of the season. Josh McGettigan, the player of the game, 23 points, 9 rebounds. What did you see in this matchup today that you can take a game to the next level?
I think it's just my teammates are able to find me, and I get up into open spots. And I mean, we share the ball very well. So they find me, I find my teammates. So that's just getting open shots.
It looked like you got some rest over the break. The hops are back. Nice dunk. You saw it took one out of Gazelle's playbook, looking to get on the SportsCenter top 10 as well, the poster. What'd you see then? And do you think you're going to get on the SportsCenter top 10 with that?
I don't know if I'll get on the SportsCenter top 10 with that 360 was crazy. But it was just, I saw my man's closing out on me hard. I mean, they all know I'm a shooter, so drove past them, and I just saw that I had a chance to get up there, and I threw it down. So.
Yeah. Going into conference play, like I was just talking to Coach about, how do you think, as a leader on this team, one of the leading scorers, not even just on the team but in the conference, how can you take this team to the next level going into conference play?
Man, I think it's not just about our offense. It's our defense. That's where it starts. We all know we got a bunch of guys that can score the ball. And so I think it just starts really on that defensive end. Everyone in this league, there are a lot of good scorers, a lot of good players. It's all on the defensive end. If we can get stops and get out in transition, I think that's where we're going to be very, very dangerous.
Josh, good game, man. Congratulations on the win. Good luck on the rest of the season. All right, this is Tim O'Shea down on the court. Back to you, Chris, up in the booth. Thank you, Owls Network, for stopping by.
Thank you, Tim. And our player of the game, Josh McGettigan, 23 points, 9 boards. And Coach Scott Burrell with his 125th victory, the highest scoring output for the Owls, 101 to 72.
Yes,
we have all any 10 play coming up, too.
It's maybe the most points I've ever seen the Owls score in this building as this offense just erupted today.
Yeah, the women scored over 100 points last season. The Owls now, men's squad, get 101. The victory improved to 9-2. The Lions fall to 2-12 on the season. We're going to be back. Paraconference matchup starting with NE10 tournament champion St. Anselm on January 3rd. For Ben Martin, I'm Chris Smith. Good day and Happy New Year from James Moore Fieldhouse, home of the Owls.